Dear students, I'm Mr. Jahan, lecturer, Department of Law, World University of Bangladesh, and this is my class lecture on the topics the introduction about international law of natural resource. The 20th century has witnessed a lot of concern about the relationship between man and his environment. Indeed, recent events have dramatically reminded that the world that environmental protection is an international responsibility. The widespread concern that has been manifested in the publication of a considerable number of scientific books and the issuance of policy statements and joint forces together in the common battle against man's abuse of the environment, the declaration that formally spell out the responsibility that adherents have toward the earth. There is no doubt that the world inhabited today is a far cry from primitive time when man was one with nature and his environment. He had no problem of generating or disposing of waste. But since man's massive conquest of nature, nature's mechanism for wastage disposal went also, leaving man not only to manufacture his food, weapon, and conveniences, but also to dispose the wastes, the most dangerous of which are toxic, toxic wastes. The water man drink is impure and contaminated by chemicals, toxic, hazardous substance that decrease its volume and quality daily. The food he eats is contained with toxin, hazardous, and carcinoid substance. Above all, he is every day confronted with the threat of environmentally related disease, among other things. This is the picture of the world in which the humankind, by its self-induced activities, especially in the oil and gas industries, who is undertaking a voice of destruction of the environment in the guise of development and resourcing of energy. As a result of the paradox of world technological achievement and the attendant concern of its effect of the environment, it has become necessary to protect the environment through law and policy, both locally and on international level. The greatest environmental problem the world faces today is pollution arising from a combination of factors natural and man-made. Natural and man-made disaster is one of the greatest ill plaguing the world today. The focus of this lecture is that the need of a clean, healthy environment examine the law and policy that has been made for the protection of environment locally and globally and look at how far these policies have been effective in protecting the environment, and it also make recommendation for better protection of the environment. Natural resources have come under increasing pressure since booming economics in emerging countries have added to the traditional high demand for developed countries. The link from natural resource to globalization is crucial, not only since economics expansion thrive on globally intertwined but also since many environmental consequences of the natural resource exploitation are global in nature. While national authorities decide, in principle, on the natural resource situated on their territories, the governance of natural resources often take a transnational turn because of this global ramification, exploring the possibilities and constraint of law to efficiently and equitably govern natural resources in this global area is thus a particularly relevant yet also highly complex venture. Natural resources as those commodities that are considered valuable in their natural form that exist without action of humankind. This includes all valued characteristics such as magnetic, gravitational, electronic properties, forces, etc. On Earth, it includes sunlight, atmosphere, water, land, along with all vegetarian, crops, animal life that naturally subsistence upon or within their four identified characteristics and substance. On the basis of origin, natural resource may be divided into two types. Biotic. Biotic resources are obtained from biosphere living or organic material such as forest, animal, and the material that can be obtained from them. Fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum are also included in this category because they are formed from decayed organic matter. Number two, abiotic. Abiotic resources are those that come from non-living, non-organic material. Example of abiotic resources include land, fresh water, air, rare earth metal, and heavy metal including gold, iron, copper, silver, etc.